Now to our top story. Mayor Craig Greenberg is not going to be signing Louisville's recently passed anti-displacement ordinance, saying it'll impact the city's ability to attract affordable housing. But that ordinance is still set to become law. WHAS11's Connor Steffen has more on the message Greenberg is sending and why Metro Council members disagree.
Well, by not signing this ordinance, Mayor Craig Greenberg is essentially sending a message. That is, he does not believe this ordinance can accomplish its set out goals. It is still set to become law, but supporters and ordinance sponsors believe that Greenberg's actions send the wrong message. It's an ordinance the council unanimously passed 2 weeks ago.
Vote! We need a vote! Vote!
To a roar of cheers from supporters. The anti-displacement ordinance is a first of its kind in Louisville. The goal, preventing homeowners from losing their financial footing when costs rise in their neighborhoods due to outside interest. The soon-to-be law will put developers through a thorough assessment if they want money or tax breaks or public land from Metro Louisville.
It doesn't decide whether or not we participate, it's simply a data point.
Researchers now have 6 months to develop a matrix tool, a timeline Mayor Craig Greenberg claims, quote, will certainly deter affordable housing builders.
I think an unintended consequence is that there are delays and uncertainty in the process that's required to follow to build affordable housing of any type.
Yeah, it's going to scare the developers who are trying to get our resources to build housing that most of us can't afford.
Josh Poe with the Louisville Tenants Union, the group that championed the ordinance, says what Greenberg sees as delays, his organization sees as needed due diligence.
And I think him not signing the ordinance makes it very clear what interest he represents in the city, and I hope the people of the city will remember that.
In Louisville, Connor Steffen, WHAS 11, on your side.
In his letter to Metro Council, Greenberg said even though he doesn't support the ordinance, he does support the intent behind it. And he told us he wants to work with council members more on the issue.
2, use of official position of secure unwarranted privileges or advantages.
Once again, we see that this is a partisan process, void of any consideration of legal process, and I will not stand for it. I have no problem.
Metro Councilman Anthony Piagentini is one step closer to being removed from his seat. You were hearing from him just then. Last night, his charges were formally presented to the council. It comes after the Ethics Commission found Piagentini guilty of ethics violations and using his position to leverage a job. It all stems from a $40 million American Rescue Plan grant he co-sponsored for his future employer. Piagentini spoke against the charges yesterday. Here's that.
Once again, we see that this is a partisan process, void of any consideration of legal process, and I will not stand for it. I have no problem defending myself against alleged violations of the Ethics Code. I will not stand for this illegal and unprecedented action of criminal charges, addition of criminal charges, and I think this only continues to prove how biased and legally bankrupt the charging committee is.
The next step is for hearings before the council court, where the case will be presented. Metro Council President Marcus Winkler expects that to happen early next year. And Metro Councilman Robin Engel has announced that he is leaving the council when his term ends. He says it's time for something different after serving District 22 constituents for 2 decades, one of the original members of Metro Council after merger. Within hours of that announcement, a Kentucky state lawmaker says he is looking to leave Frankfort in favor of the seat. Representative Kevin Bratcher says he wants to work on specific issues to make Louisville and Fern Creek the best places to live.
The older I get, the more interested I'm in local issues and everything from MSD to planning and zoning to working with LMPD and the firefighters. And I think that it'll be a good fit for me, and I hope the people of Fern Creek allow me to continue working for them.
Bratcher is the second state legislator this week to announce an interest in Metro Council. Representative Josie Raymond is also running for a seat. And in a twist here, Chris Lewis, who works for Councilman Engel, has filed to run for Bratcher's State House seat in District 29. Months after LMPD officer Brandon Haley was shot in the Chickasaw neighborhood, a grand jury has indicted a man for the shooting. Wednesday, Dominique Thompson was indicted for attempted murder of a police officer, assault on a police officer, wanton endangerment, and several drug charges. LMPD says Thompson fired the shots at Officer Haley on September 7th from inside a home near 38th and Kentucky. This body camera video that you're watching now shows Haley chasing 2 suspects, then being hit in the chest. Another officer can be seen dragging Haley from the line of fire. The grand jury also indicted Jaquan Ransom for possession of a gun by a felon and resisting arrest. Jamond Groves has been indicted on the same gun charge plus trespassing. A man has been arrested for a July shooting in the Highlands that killed one person and injured 2 others. Yesterday, LMPD arrested 26-year-old Frank Jones III for the shooting on Bardstown Road outside the Afrikanza Lounge. Jones is accused of shooting the 3 victims, including 31-year-old Ricky Kemp, who police say died at the hospital. The incident prompted city leaders to adjust the Metro noise ordinance and take other action to curb violence in the area. Jones is charged with murder and assault and is expected in court at 9 this morning. All right, we have a big heads up for drivers now. There is another Sherman closure starting tonight. All lanes of I-64 West are going to be shut down starting at 10 p.m. through 6 a.m. Monday morning. Officials suggest using I-265 and I-65 as alternate routes.